Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans, and I'm so excited because today is the very first show of the new season. So it feels so great to be on the couch again and doing something a little bit different this season, and I'm starting off with a reading. So before we started filming, I already started shuffling these cards, and a card popped right out. I'm pulling cards, or I pulled cards from my Energy of Oracle deck, and the anxiety card came up. So this card has a woman. She's in deep contemplation. Her hand is on her head, and she's looking very worried. So the message that wants to come through with this is that when fear comes up, anxiety, fear, whatever it is for you, it is your own perception of what is going on. And sometimes we can have a distortion of perception. So when you're not feeling safe, when you don't know what decision to make, when you can't feel at ease until XYZ finally happens, that is a distortion in your perception, because we can be safe, we can feel safe in whatever is. But sometimes we need to work at that. So first of all, we need to acknowledge what is going on, what emotions are coming up, because your body is giving you an indication of what's working for you, what's not working for you. So when you have feelings of unease or dis-ease going on, it's important to acknowledge, okay, I'm scared right now, I'm anxious right now, I don't know what to do. Great, because that helps you to calm your mind once you first acknowledge the emotion that you're having. And then you can get more into your body by using tools. So you can do breath work, you can do yoga, you can go out into the nature, go take some walks. And you can, when you acknowledge that you're in a place of distress, you can then start consciously changing your thoughts, soften your thoughts to bring more ease, more harmony. You can remind yourself that whatever life throws me, I've always been able to deal with it. Everything is going to be okay. Somehow, I might not be able to see that right now, but then once you start to calm your mind, then you can open up your perception as to the opportunities that are available for you in this moment. Now, we're going to talk about what is coming up on the show. I'm so excited. We're going to, just after this commercial break, I'm going to be introducing you to Sarah, who is the manager of the Whitby Farmers Market as well as the Brooklyn Farmers Market. So that and so much more. We're also talking about studio tours. So if you like art, you'll want to keep on watching. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Knights of Columbus TV Bingo, 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV. Buy your tickets from your local merchants for your chance to win up to $5,000 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I am so excited to introduce Sarah DeMoe, who is the manager of not only the Whitby Farmers Market, but also the Brooklyn Farmers Market. So we're going to be talking about those two markets, talk about how you can indulge in the beautiful produce there. So Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks, Jackie.
So, okay, how long have you been involved with these two farmers markets?
So Whitby, I've worked there since about 18 years I've worked there.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's been a long time. And
Yeah.
I've been the manager for about 5 on my own.
Okay. Okay, fabulous. And then with the Brooklyn one, how long have you been involved with that?
The Brooklyn 4, we started that one 4 years ago. So that's a fresh market.
Okay.
I've had that one myself.
Now, I understand the Whitby Farmers Market, which is on Wednesdays from 9 until 3. We'll remind you about those times again. That has been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Do you know how many years?
This is our 27th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now I'm involved with the market as well. I have a booth there, so I thought it would be so fun to have you on the show. And it's really surprising how there's a lot of people in the community that said, I had no idea this was here. This must be new. No, 27 years has been around.
Yeah, that surprises me too. We get that a lot. We've been at that particular location for 7 years.
Okay.
So before that, we were at another location, just fairly close as well. So
Okay.
it might be the location, but yeah, we get that a lot. People have no idea.
Okay, so let's talk about where it's located. So the Whitby one, I'll let you do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's in front of the Whitby Public Library on Dundas Street, Dundas and Henry, 405 Dundas Street West, right in Celebration Square. So it's right in front of the library. You can't miss it. The Brooklyn Market is kind of off the beaten path. It's off Vipond Road in Campbell. It's in the municipal parking lot at 3 Vipond Road.
Okay, and so the Brooklyn one takes place on Saturdays?
Yes, every Saturday.
Okay, is that 9 to 2 or 9 to 3?
Yeah, 9 to 2.
9 to 2,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so let's talk about both of these markets. And if you want, you can talk more about one and then more about the other, or just like mix it all up as you wish.
Okay.
What I really like about the markets is that there's a really good variety. So of course there's all the produce that's available, but there's also some unique vendors, and in many cases you have new ones that pop up each week. So if you go every week, you're going to get a little bit of a different flavoring too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, did you want to talk about some of the produce that is available, some unique opportunities for people?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We have, so in Whitby, we have farmers. We have about 4 to 6 farmers, like farm tables, farm stands.
Yeah.
A couple of them are organic growers as well. Everything is Ontario, locally grown, so you know when you get there, everything is in season. You know that the person buying the table as well, you can talk to and ask them anything about what's growing and what's on the table. So if you have any questions about what is in season, what do I do with this, that's the best part of the farmers market. Talk to the people who bring the produce, grow the produce. Yeah.
I like how they talk about even recipes that you can do with some of the fruits and vegetables that maybe you haven't even come across. There was this very interesting looking melon at the Whitby Farmers Market that can be bitter. So they were saying, yeah, you can add some lemon, you can add some salt to it. It's great in a saute or on the barbecue. So that was interesting. And I was introduced to ground berries before. I had never come across. That's really interesting, the ground berries.
Yes,
right.
Same. I just learned about them last year as well. The grower who brings those. I didn't.
Oh,
know
the
that.
back, the back 40.
Yes, he has them as well. I have 2 actual growers who bring those. So
Okay.
That's the first. Yes, the last 2 years I've never seen them before that. They're really unique. I think some people call them gooseberries.
But those are different because the gooseberries are super sour, right?
They are, yes. So some people thought those ones were gooseberries, but ground.
They look similar.
Yeah.
And the way the farmer had described them, he said it is like a combination between a cherry tomato, and a cantaloupe. Yeah. And as you eat them, it's like you go through the various stages of those flavors. Yes. It's very interesting.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It kind of ends on a cantaloupe note.
Yeah. They're really good. I
Yeah.
have some at home right now. I'm gonna have them when I get home. Those are good. Yeah.
So any, I know I don't want you to give any favoritism to any of the vendors, but just to name off some of the interesting things that you can see.
So we have obviously the growers, all the growers. We have crochet. Such talent. The people that come to the market, I just can't believe that they make these things with their hands.
Yeah.
We have crochet. We have hand sewn items like baby gifts. Like handmade things that you would never get anywhere else. We have a potter who comes once in a while. He does pottery.
Oh, nice.
We have empanadas, which is a new vendor this year as well. Like really good, all handmade empanadas, all these different flavors. We have pizza made on site. We have people who bring local honey, local maple syrup. The actual people who do all the work are there at the farmer's market. You can get all the answers you want about how it's made, where it comes from. It's just amazing. I'm amazed every day I go to the market.
Oh, me too. Oh. And there's this candle maker at the Whippy one, and he has this candle that smells like a campfire, and it crackles like a campfire because the type of wick he uses. Like it's just. You're like, how did you do that? Yeah. That is very weird and amazing at the same time. Yeah. And I like going to the hemp spot guy, Jacob. And I just recently got this pain relief that's almost like a deodorant roll-on, but you put it where you need to. Yeah. And it's crazy how fast it works too. It's pretty amazing. So when do you take applications to become a vendor? If anyone out there is interested in becoming a vendor for one of those markets.
Yeah. So Whippy, we begin in May, middle of May, and in the Brooklyn market begins middle of June. So to apply, I usually start taking the applications January.
Okay.
So I'll put them up on the website for the season, the brand new application forms for that season will be up there January, sometimes February, depending on how fast I am. But that early in the year, or even speak to me if you see me at the market too as well. But applications are up January, February.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sarah, it was so great to have you on the show.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
For having me.
So make sure you check out the two markets, the Whippy Market and the Brooklyn Market. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
On the next episode of Cinema Scene, director Paul Coides talks about his TIFF documentary, Festival Days.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our very next guest, who is Ray McNeese. He is not only a fine artist, but he is also the director of the Stouffville Studio Tour. So Ray, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I am excited to have you here too. I've never done the Stouffville Studio Tour, but I've done the Uxbridge one before. The Uxbridge one just occurred.
Yes.
And so how long have you been involved with the Uxbridge Studio Tour?
A very short period of time. I've been a guest artist on the tour for about 3 years now.
Okay, so in what location are you a guest artist with?
I'm with Bert Liverance, who's in a rural property just outside of Goodwood.
Okay, beautiful. And so for this past Uxbridge one,
yes.
What type of artists have been at this were at that location?
Bert is a world-renowned. He does very large acrylic botanicals, big flower pictures that fill your wall, and the color is just so brilliant. Sarah Porter, who is a glass artist, who works with glass. I've forgotten the exact term. And then there's my wife and myself. We're both painters, so we work in both watercolor and acrylics.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So I understand that the Uxbridge one was a big success.
It always is.
And
It
yeah.
is. It's unmanageable for a lot of people because of the number of artists. There are 57 artists on the tour. So getting around to seeing them all is a chore, but a delightful chore.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
What a great way to spend your day
It is.
touring around.
I'm prejudiced.
Yeah,
It is.
of course it is.
Yeah.
So the Stouffville one is coming up. What are the dates for the Stouffville
The
studio
Stouffville tour each year, and this is our 24th year. It's the weekend after Thanksgiving. So this year it's October the 19th and the 20th.
Okay. So if people would like to do that tour, what should they do in preparation? How do they find out the route and get themselves ready for
Well,
it?
there are brochures around the community in a lot of different areas. That's the one.
Okay.
But there will be some directional signs as you come into Stouffville or you come into Ballantrae, which is a part of Stouffville. If you see a directional sign to a studio, go there. There will be plenty of brochures there.
Okay.
We also have an agreement with Tariqa, which is a online free navigation app that will tell you where to find the different studios and how to get from one to the other.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, do you have an opportunity in this app to say, where are the sculptures or where are the woodturners?
Each artist has its own page on the app. So as you're scrolling through, you make a decision about which artists you're attracted to or want to visit and start there. And then even those artists will engage in conversation, and if you have a certain bent, whether you like glass or sculpture or paintings or whatever, they will guide you to the other artists that are there and find what your preferences are and are able to give you some direction.
That is incredible. Yeah. It really has gone high tech.
Oh, it has. And this is our first year for Tariqa. We had it on the Uxbridge tour last year and it was a tremendous success, so we thought we'd give it a try on ours. Ours is a much more doable tour because we only have 11 venues actually,
okay.
With a total of 19 artists because there are a number of guest artists on those tours as well. So it's manageable.
Okay, so you should be able to get to see all 19 artists.
Absolutely.
Now, if people, once they experience the tour, if they have feedback to help improve the tour more and more, what's the best way for them to pass along the feedback?
Probably through our website, and then we can answer any replies or any questions that way, or the individual artists as well. Fine art is a very solitary pursuit. So come studio tour, it's wonderful for each artist to be able to get out and speak to the people directly. And we get a lot of families coming along who may have some of the children that are excited about art and want to become an artist. So we always engage with them, all sorts of discussions, and it's a nice eye opener for the people that are coming, and a nice respite for the artist to get back and deal with the people.
And you know, it's never too late to immerse yourself into art. So no matter what your age is, if you've never done it before, what a great way to go and talk to some of the artists about how to get started in a certain type of art.
Exactly.
So whether it's
that's the whole purpose of studio tours. To take the stigma of not understanding or not feeling that you don't understand art, and come and meet the artist and find out that we're just like everybody else, and we're as passionate or more so about our art than any other subject.
Mm-hmm. You know, some people might even have a fear of getting started, because when I think back to grade 9 art class, and we were given an assignment to create this piece, I was really proud of the piece that I created. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was some type of painting, but I got a C on it. And I felt that I just wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
And I gave up. I didn't sign up for another art class after that.
Right.
Yet I had loved it so much. So, you know, I think with this next segment, because after we get back from a commercial break,
Okay.
I would like to talk to you about your journey as an artist.
Sure.
And maybe also help people to feel more safe and to just trying something that you might be inspired to try.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Stay tuned to hear more from Ray McNeese, and maybe it might inspire you to cultivate that inner artist within you. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Judy Tate, host and producer of At the Heart of Business. Join me each week as we speak with women in business about their challenges and their successes. At the Heart of Business, right here on Rogers TV Durham.
This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I'm with Ray McNeese, who is a fine artist. He is also a director of the Stouffville Studio Art Tour. And so we were talking about the Uxbridge and the Stouffville tours just before this. And during the break, you were mentioning that it's such a great opportunity for the artists to meet people in the community, but also for community members to meet the artists and to maybe be inspired to ignite their own inner artist.
Yes, absolutely.
So I want to talk to you about your journey as an artist. When did you start painting?
I always drew as a child, and then after high school, I had to choose which way I was going to go. And I thought I'd give art an opportunity, but knew that I had to make a living, so it had to be commercial in some way. So I took a design course at what was then Ontario College of Art, is now OCAD-U, and never looked back from there. Became a creative director commercially for probably 45 years. And it was really when I had to get into computers and that, which I'm not totally comfortable with. I learned how to do it and was able to do it until the end of my career. But I needed to get back to the hands-on and the tactile feel of painting and drawing. So that's when we started forming what they call an en plein air group, where we went out maybe 1 day or 2 days a week and just painted outdoors. And that's how it all started again, and found that I loved it and needed to continue doing it. And
So when you paint outdoors, what tools do you use for that?
primarily what we use, my wife and I both use watercolor because it's portable. When we travel, we have a very small kit that we can take with our watercolors and our paper and that type of thing. Some people paint in oils. I don't particularly do that. I'll paint in acrylics, but it's usually through the winter months when I'm not painting outside. It's just a preference, but watercolors are very portable. You can take them on an airplane. You don't have to declare that you've got explodable materials and that with you.
Right.
So it's a very comfortable medium for me to use.
Now, when you're painting outdoors, do you ever sketch with a pencil first?
I do.
Okay.
But that's my design background.
Okay.
I'm a little more. The drawing part to me is the key. the design, the way that the painting is going to turn out. My wife is a colorist, so she'll rush through her preparatory work and get into color as fast as she can, but I take a little more time with the drawing.
Okay. Now I understand, we were talking about this
Yes.
piece prior to going on air.
Yes.
So you did this in Newfoundland?
I did the watercolor in Newfoundland on
Okay.
a trip there,
Okay.
and I still have it hanging in the house, but I wanted to try and take it another step and be a little more colorist, which
Okay.
is why you've got purple rocks and that type of thing. But basically the design of the painting is as it stands there. It was just one spot called the North Tickle on a place called Change Island in Newfoundland, and yeah, it was just reinterpreting using the basic bones of the original painting to start from, and having a lot more fun with the color.
I love it. And I feel like the color brings out the energy of Newfoundland.
Yes.
Right? I love the splashes of the orange. For me, being an energy healer and yoga instructor, and I associate orange with the sacral chakra. So
Okay.
that's joy, that's
Yes.
play, that's
Yep.
creativity and abundance. And then the purple being associated with the crown chakra, your connection with source and all around you. I love how there's movement in with the sheets or towels
Yes.
that are blowing in the wind. It's
Movement
beautiful.
is one of the key elements in my work. I love to see movement. I love trees. I love everything that moves. And when we're painting outside, you may be there for 2, maybe 3 hours working on a piece, and everything changes. The light changes, but everything that you feel and experience sitting there painting, I find makes its way into the painting.
Oh,
in
yeah,
some way.
the vibration of it, the energy of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is this particular piece for sale?
It hasn't been yet because we're still a little attached to it, being a memory of ours from Newfoundland.
Yeah.
But at some point, yeah, I part with works as they feel ready.
I was going to ask you about that because I'm sure there must be some pieces that I can't part with this. It
Yeah.
has too much emotion connected with it.
It's usually a choice made by my spouse as far as my paintings, and I'm the same way with her if she does something.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to help each other to let it go?
And not even help each other to let it go, but make our feelings known that we're not ready to let it go yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you'll honor that.
Yes,
And then at some
absolutely.
point,
Yeah.
when you feel
Yeah.
ready, you'll let it go.
But we're not going to stop painting. It's what we do. It's who we are.
Yeah.
So you build inventory.
Oh,
and,
you would. You need lots of wall space
Yes.
wherever you live.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have an older home, and when you come to the studio tour, you'll see paintings stacked up on the walls, probably 3 high, all the way around the room, and that's the way our house always is.
Yeah.
It's not just for the tour. This is something that
It's your lifestyle because
that
of
is.
who you guys are.
Yeah.
So if you want to see Ray McNeese and his wife's work and all the other artists at this Stouffville tour, it is on Saturday, October the 19th and Sunday, October the 20th.
Yes.
It's going to be a wonderful experience to meet artists such as Ray. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more next week on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.